Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. I have a scrambled 4x4 here because we are going to talk about Hoya. I have a Hoya tutorial, I have walkthrough solves. I might redo some of the tutorials because they're a little old and I have some better equipment now. But what I want to talk about is what everyone gets wrong about Hoya. There's a lot of assumptions about methods in the cubing community, and it always seems to be those assumptions are from people who don't do the method. I mean, that's, I guess, how assumptions work. But I want to answer a few things, and this is going to include Yao as well. The one thing I see all of the time is people talking about learning the method Yao or Hoya. Like they do reduction, but they want to learn a new method. And you need to remember that both Hoya and Yao, they are reduction method. The only difference is moving some steps around so that way you're doing a few of the centers, some of the edges, the rest of the centers, the rest of the edges. And in that method, you can look ahead a little bit more easily. With Yao and Hoya, the move count isn't too much different from reduction. And the idea is that the look ahead ability of using those two methods is worth it over the slightly higher move count. Now, it is very small for 4x4, but as you get to bigger cubes like 6 and 7, then the other methods start to have more and more move counts just because of the edge pairing compared to what just basic reduction would be. Now, more people do Yao, and the reason I believe that is, one, Yao's an older method, and the other reason is that a lot of the top professionals use Yao. I will say I've talked to a lot of the top solvers, and all the people I've talked to, none of them have really checked out Hoya in any extent. So a lot of the top solvers who use Yao have never even tried Hoya, and I feel like a lot of the people who are younger or less experienced think that the top solvers have tried both equally and chose Yao. So okay, there's my little rant with that. Let's go through a solve, and I want to talk about some other things. So first off, what's really nice with Hoya is that you have more options to start out. If you're not color neutral, let's say you do white cross. If you're doing reduction, you can start on any center really, but Yao usually you start with the cross center or like white and yellow. And with Hoya, you can start on red, orange, blue, or green. You can start with a cross center, but usually it's those other ones. So you have 4 centers to start instead of 2. And so for this one, I'll just kind of, let's see here. It's been a while since I've actually done a solve. Okay, so 2 centers done. Then we're just going to do 2 more. So that one. That one. Okay. Here is where I think Hoya really shines, and what I really think it's much better than Yao as far as cross edges, the final centers, and finishing the last 8 edges, is there's no rotations. You just hold it with the cross edges on bottom. And what's really nice with the edge pairing is that you kind of just insert things like F2L. The move count on this might be slightly higher than Yao, but it makes up for it with the much easier centers because you're doing 4 centers to start. So for this, I'm just going to solve, hard to talk and do this. Solve a couple of these right now. Green, here's blue, and then we have one more blue edge, and cross edges are done. And then let's finish the centers. So there we go. And now we just go into the final 8 edges. Here's another thing that I see a lot of people confused about, is that doing 3-2-3 or 6-2 for the edge pairing is not actually part of Yao or Hoya. Those are just 2 different ways of pairing edges for the last 8. The main thing that makes Yao or Hoya Hoya is that it's specifically the moving of steps that you would have from reduction method to this. So you can use 6-2 or 3-2-3 or something else in Hoya or Yao. So I prefer to not rotate the cube at all. And, I don't know why I did that. I didn't need to take that out at all. And for here, I'm actually going to have an odd situation. And so I rotated there because of the way I do that edge pairing. I probably could keep it in front, but I've been a little bit lazy with that, so ignore that one. And now, just like both of them, your cross is already done, so if you do CFOP, you just go straight into this next part. But that's mainly it. That's kind of what I wanted to go over, is just some of the misconceptions, because I tend to hear people say a lot of things that are not correct with both Hoya and Yao, and thinking that it's some whole different method or something else, anything else about it that's just not quite correct. So thank you very much for watching. If there's anything I missed or something that you want to add in, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and as always, stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.